non-existent, when it exists. Go ahead, Akeem.
So, that means that the person who walked through the pieces was the Mashiyach, because he was a part of the sacrifice.
Right. Exactly. Go ahead, Warren.
For many as are of the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, Cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of Elohim. It is evident, for the just shall live by faith. And the law is not of faith, but the man that do them shall live in them.
There's a whole lot going on right there, y'all. It's a whole lot going on right there. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of Elohim. So if no man is justified by law in the sight of Elohim, what is his justification? Go ahead.
No, the sacrifice of Mashiyach.
Right, exactly. It has to come through the sacrifice of Mashiyach, Yahusha. Only he can justify you, not the law, not the book of the law. Now, I don't seem like this sounds like it might be anti-law, but trust me, it's not. We'll understand. Because remember I told you that there was a certain portion of the law that we're not, accountable for, or held accountable to. Yeah, the sacrifice, the law said it. Yeah. So, but we know anything else in the parts of the law, that's just common sense. You know what, me and the brother were having a conversation before the lesson. I said, let's say if there were no Ten Commandments. No. Let's say we still got the Ten Commandments, but we still have the law. Let's say if you decided that you didn't want to keep the commandments anymore. You still are forced to keep them, whether you want to or not. Let's say if you decide that, it says thou should not kill or thou should not steal right here, but I'm not going to follow that. But you don't find it strange that you're not going out shooting people, killing people? You're not going out robbing and stealing. Why? But regardless to what you might not want to do, what is written right here, do you not know the body of legislation in America is built off of the Ten Commandments?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
That's why you're not going out shooting and killing. Because they have a law here in America saying you better not do it, or you're going to get killed yourself, or you're going to get jail time. Go ahead, I keep.
Public Law 97-280.
So whether you decide you might not think you have to follow and want to follow, it's still the foundation of our law here in America. That's why when you go in the court system, they used to have pictures of the two tablets stone and the Ten Commandments. That's why when you go take an oath, what do you take an oath of? You don't take an oath on the Quran.
Which you have on that Bible.
It's the Bible that they have. So you still have the law of the foundation, even in this land, coming from what was written. So we cannot be a lawless people. You have to have government and instructions. And it's the same with the nation of Yashra'al. So I don't want anybody to think that we're teaching lawlessness here, saying that we don't have to abide by what is written. Because common sense teaches you how, right from wrong, you should know there's certain things you should do and not do.
Right.
There has to be a standard of living that we're held accountable to. And if we see righteousness in the scriptures of the Most High Word, that's what we should follow.
Hallelujah.
And I know a lot of people get caught up on the 613 law, but as we often teach here, not all of those laws apply to you.
Right.
There were laws that if you were not a king, they did not apply to you. If you were a priest or a high priest, those laws did not apply to you. if you were a man, the law for the Nadal, Anita, or those laws would not apply to you. So not all laws apply to you. But one thing about the 10, which is the foundation of the rest, all of those apply to us.
Mm-hmm.
When that rich young ruler asked Mashiyach, said, what must I do to inherit the kingdom? You notice he went straight to the 10?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because that was given in the covenant which was given to Abraham. The covenant of promise. Those are the ones that were written. The other ones came through what? And because of transgression. Go ahead, Marty.
Verse 12. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Verse 13. The Mashiyach hath redeemed us from the curse of the law. The Mashiyach being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree.
Stop right there. Mashiyach hath redeemed us from what? The curse of the law. How did he redeem us from the curse of the law?
Being the eternal sacrifice.
Being that sacrifice. He died. Because remember what I said? Who was supposed to die?
Us.
We were. But he took it on. He redeemed us from the curse of the law, which was death.
Penalty.
Right. Did you have a question?
No, I was about to ask.
Okay, I just saw your hand. I'm like, no. Go ahead, Moray. Did you show us that curse is everyone that hangeth on a tree?
Mm-hmm.
We should have been there. Cursed everyone that hangs on the tree. Y'all don't find it strange when Deuteronomy 28 chapter tell you about all these curses. You have Mashiyach hanging on the tree. You don't find it strange that what happens to his people when they're scattered abroad in captivity and they brought us to these lands?
Hanging on trees.
Did not we hang on trees?
Yes, we did.
Yes, sir.
Because when we read the scripture, we see everything that takes place with Mashiyach happens to his people. So that lets you know that people that were hanging on these trees, they were what?
Yashra'al.
They were Yashra'al. They were under a curse.
Yep.
Because we would not obey. We would not adhere to that which was written. And that's the problem with the nation of Yashra'al today. It is so hard for us to hear. And I supervise on my job. And I don't have anybody, I have one person on my entire crew that's not Yashra'al. And that person is the only one I don't have problems with following instructions, doing what needs to be done. I mean, they do what they're asked to do without any kind of chin bumping or anything like that. They had a whole bunch of back and forth. But let me tell you something about Israel. I don't care what instructions you give them. It's hard. It's very hard for the nation of Yashra'al to follow instructions. They can't do it the way you ask them to do it. They always have a reason why they don't want to do it that way. And a reason why they don't feel that they have to do it that way. And they're going to tell you why they're not going to do it that way. And this is what you go through. You spend 2 or 3 hours on your ship going back and forth with people about only Israel.
Let's compromise that.
Exactly. Do that again, okay. Thank you. Wow. Okay, then, so you see what you're dealing with. So the reason for that is you had the Most High. He took on what we should have been bearing. We should have been dying. But he did this all for a hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious people. So you see us suffering the same thing that he suffered, to show that we ourselves were a cursed people. Go ahead, pick up on that next verse, Maureen.
Okay, we are in verse 2 again. The Mashiyach has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree, that the blessings of Abraham,
That the blessings of who?
the blessings of Abraham, might come on the Gentiles through the Mashiyach, that we might receive the promise of the Ruach through faith.
Okay then, that the blessings of Abraham might come on the Gentiles. Don't even try. These Gentiles were not the other nations.
Sure wasn't.
Y'all remember when we did that teaching on the two houses? And we went to Bereshit 48 and 19, I believe it is. When he told Ephraim, Jacob that Ephraim and Manasseh, he said Manasseh will be a great people. But what did he say about Ephraim? He shall be a multitude of what?
Nations.
Of nations. And I said, when we go back to the Hebrew, it's what? Milahor Goy, was interpreted or translated as fullness of the Gentiles. Ephraim is the fullness of the Gentiles. Remember when we started the lesson, what did we say about Galatia? It comes from the word galut. So you had the exile, you had the house of Judah along with the house of Israel. So now you have collectively members of the 12 tribes. That's why Yahuah or James wrote in his letters to the 12 tribes, which are what? Scattered abroad. That's very important. Let's keep reading more.
Verse 15. Brethren, I speak after the manner of men. Though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereto. And to Abraham and his seed were the promises made.
To who?
And to
Abraham and his seed.
So this answers the questions about the heathens and the
So,
Gentiles.
for Abraham and his seed, so to be of Abraham's seed is you would have to come through someone who comes through the loins of Abraham.
That's right.
Abraham comes through Shem. Am I correct?
Yep.
So, someone of Japheth or someone of Ham's lineage, they would not be of Abraham's seed.
That's right.
This thing will pass out from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob to the 12. Go ahead, Aki.
Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said not, and to seeds, as of many, but as of one, and to your seed, which is the Mashiyach. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of Elohim in the Mashiyach, the law which was 430 years after, cannot disannul, that it should make the promise of non-effect. For if the inheritance be of the law,
For if the what?
inheritance,
What inheritance are we talking about?
Inheritance given.
The inheritance that was promised to who?
The seed of
To
Abraham.
Abraham by what? The covenant of promise made with Abraham. Go ahead, Mark.
verse 18 again, for if the inheritance be of the law,
If it be of the law,
it is no more a promise.
it is no more a promise. Because guess what? Why is that important? If it be of the law, is no more what? A promise. Because the whole covenant was based off of what? The oath which was sworn out of who what? Yahuah's mouth. It was unconditional. Abraham, it had nothing to do with Abraham breaking the covenant or his seed breaking the covenant. that was going to stand true anyhow. Because of what? Because it was an oath made by Yahuah himself. Go ahead, Mark.
If the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promises. But Elohim gave it to Abraham by promise.
So if Elohim gave it to Abraham by promise, can Yahuah go against his word?
No.
So guess what? It stands. All Abraham had to do was believe. And he believed the promise or the covenant stands to this day. Go ahead, Maury.
Wherefore, then serveth the law. It was added because of transgression.
Stop right there. Wherefore then serveth the law. It was added because of transgression. What was added because of transgression? The book of the law. I mean, I know y'all know. I got to make sure. The book of the law was added because of transgression. What transgression was committed that it was added? Idolatry, and by what? What did they do?
The golden calf.
The golden calf. Good. We got. Go ahead, Maury.
Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgressions, until the seed should come.
Who is the seed?
Mashiyach, the king of Yahusha.
Exactly. Mashiyach, Yahusha. Until the seed should come. Now, go back and let's read that one more time, or just that last phrase you read that right there.
It was added because of transgressions.
It was added because of transgression.
Until the seed shall come.
Operative word here is until. Until.
Yep.
Everybody say that word with me. Until. Until the seed should come. Is that italicized in anybody's book? Until. Huh?
No.
Okay, then, so that means it wasn't added. It means it's supposed to be there. So, until. So, that's letting you know something. It had its purpose. It is meant to be in effect until the seed should come. And that seed being who?
Mashiyach.
Mashiyach Yahusha, because he came to deliver us, redeem us, and save us from what?
The curse of the law.
The curse of the law. Go ahead, Mark.
Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgressions, until the seed should come, to whom the promise was made. And it was ordained by messengers in the hands of a mediator. Now a mediator is not a mediator of one, but Elohim is one. Is the law then against the promises of Elohim? Elohim forbid. For if there had been a law given which could have given life, verily righteousness should have been by the law.
Stop right there. Ooh, that's a lot right there. Is the law then against the promise of Elohim? No, Elohim forbids. He said, for if there had been a law given which could have what?
Given life.
Given life, it's a verily righteousness should have been what? By the law. But remember last week we learned that the law was what? The administration of what? Death. It was Mashiyach who brought us back to, restored us back to life. Through the promise of what? The covenant of Abraham. Okay then. Go ahead, Maury.
Verse 22. But the scripture hath concluded all under sin, that the promise by the faith of the Mashiyach might be given to them that believe. Verse 23.
That's a lot.
Okay, 23.
Wow.
Okay, but before faith came, we were kept under the law.
Stop right there, that's heavy. Before faith came, we were what?
Kept under the law.
Kept under the law. When did faith come?
When
Mashiyach.
Mashiyach. When he came. Because now everything you do, you can't be justified or vindicated by what? The works of the law. Now your faith, your vindication, and your justification come through what? Belief in Mashiyach. That's why he said those are of faith, are of Abraham's seed. Go ahead.
Exactly. But before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up until the faith which should afterwards be revealed. Wherefore, the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to the Mashiyach, that we might be justified by faith. But after the faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster.
After faith has come, we are no longer what?
Under a schoolmaster.
Under a schoolmaster.
For you are all the children of Elohim by faith.
No, for you are all the children of Elohim by the works of the law. By faith. By faith. Go ahead, Maureen.
Verse 27. For as many of you as have been baptized or immersed into Mashiyach have put on the Mashiyach. There is neither Yahudim nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For you are all one in the Mashiyach. And if you be the Mashiach's, then are you Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise.
Heirs according to the promise. I mean, the promise.
Yashra'al.
Yeah, Yashra'al is the promise. You are heirs according to the promise. It said, if ye be Mashiyach, then you are what? Abraham's seed. Wow. And heirs according to the promise. So, when we look at this, we see that you have a lot of being spoken of here about what? Faith. You have a lot being spoken on about what? The law or works of the law. So can you see a contrast between the two?
Yeah.
When Apostle Yahusha is speaking on this, you have to understand what's going on in the land at that time. Because when you read the New Testament, like I said, you see a lot of contention going on. And like I spoke earlier, you see there were several times they tried to kill Apostle Yahusha. They said he was teaching against what?
The law.
The law, but he was not. But what you have is, within the Qumran community, or within the land, you have a people that have written, they have guidelines and instructions on how to govern their community. So, with that being said, we're going to stop right here, and we will pick back up in a few. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.